Welcome to this training. My name is Shelly Hitz, and I'm an author, coach, business strategist, and Christian entrepreneur on a mission to help you reach more people with your message. One of the things I love to do is I love to teach. It's one of the gifts God's given me, and I love to share what I am learning with you. I'd love to help you reach more people with your audience. And so today's live broadcast is all about your website. It's about your website optimization checklist. This month in authoraudienceacademy.com, I'm creating a 7-day website makeover challenge, and it will be getting started officially next week, but it will be available ongoing to members of Author Audience Academy. And I thought, as I was creating the material for Author Audience Academy, I thought this would be a really great thing for all of you as well. So I want to share this with you. I've created a 5-page PDF for you guys, and it has all the things I'm going to be talking about today, and you can have it as just a quick reference. I printed it off, and you can print it off too. You can get it at shellyhitz.com/website checklist. And that's where you can download this 5-page PDF. You can just kind of see I have, the check mark boxes, and you can go through. It has all the links in it. It has tons of resources, and it will just be something that you can keep ongoing. And I want you to know you don't have to do everything right now. This is something that is a work in progress. Can I get an amen? We don't have a perfect website from the outset. It's something that continues to evolve. It's something that continues to change, and it's something that continues to grow. I know for me, I don't do all of these things perfectly. I'll just be honest with you. I teach marketing. I do marketing, and yet I don't do all these things perfectly, so don't feel like you have to do all these things right now. Don't feel pressured. Make a prioritization list. Download this checklist at shellyhitz.com/website checklist and have it for your resources and for your reference, and start doing one thing at a time. If your website is not your main focus right now, if your main focus is finishing your first draft of your book, guess what you should be doing? You should be finishing the first draft of your book. Having an author platform is so important. It's kind of like having a message as a speaker. I'm also a speaker, so having a message as a speaker, going into an auditorium and the auditorium being empty. How many people are going to really be impacted by that message if no one is there? No one, right? I mean, the more people you have in the auditorium, the more opportunity you have. And so as you build your author platform, as you grow your author platform, you'll be able to reach more people with the messages in your books, in your trainings, in your products. And it's a process. The thing I see so many authors doing is that they want the quick fix. They want it right now. They just tell me, they email me and say, Shelly, how do I sell more books? I just want to sell more books. And it's this desperation of, I just need to do this. I just want to encourage you. Think long-term. Yes, there are things you can do short-term, book launches, paid advertising, different sorts of group promotions, and there's things you can do to get a boost in your book sales at any time. But I want you to think long-term, and long-term is part of that long-term is your website. Talk about the promotionpyramid.com. Those 3 things that I believe every author should have: your website, social media, and you don't need to be doing everything, and your email list. And so I want you to think about that as we jump in. So I have my notes here, and you can download these too at shellyhitz.com/website checklist. And the first step, because this is a 7-step process I'm going to take you through. It will be a 7-day challenge within my membership Author Audience Academy. The first step that I want you to think about is branding. What I find is a lot of authors don't really think about their branding when they're setting up their website. So they're thinking about just more of the technical stuff. But when you think about your branding, I have an entire training in Author Audience Academy on branding, the checklist and everything. But the branding is basically, it starts with your website theme. What theme do you want to use? But then it goes to the colors. And it was interesting because when I was launching my author audience brand, I had different colors initially. It was more of like a maroon and khaki, and those are great colors too. It was interesting because I posted that on Facebook and I asked for feedback. And one of my friends was like, Shelly, it just doesn't fit your personality. You're lively and energetic and enthusiastic, and these are kind of subdued, these colors. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I realized she was right. And I got a ton of feedback, and some of it, I took with a grain of salt because, the saying, too many cooks in a kitchen can lead to confusion. But I ended up deciding to go with the teal and the red and a little bit more brighter colors. If you go to shellyhits.com, you'll see that. And it made a huge difference in my entire website. Now, I kept those initial colors in the first couple months, but it's something that I was able then to really think about and update. So the first thing that you want to think about on your checklist is branding. And if you haven't downloaded the branding checklist or the website optimization checklist yet, it's a 5-page PDF. You can go to shellyhits.com/website checklist. And so I want you to think about the branding and the colors and what you want people to feel when they come to your website. Colors have emotion, don't they? The next thing you want to think about for branding is your logo. I have to admit, for a long time, I did not have a professionally designed logo. I just kind of made something up or just had text or something like that. And when I actually paid a designer to create a logo for me, it made a huge difference. I use someone on Fiverr.com, and sometimes it takes a while for me to get exactly what I want, but I love being able to have professionally designed logos in those same color schemes. The other thing you want to think about with branding is your headshot. There's so many authors I see using snapshots from their phone or from their camera on their websites and on their social media and on their Amazon author page. And that is completely fine to get started, but I highly, highly, highly recommend that you invest in some professional headshots. It makes a huge difference. And I use them everywhere. So that's something I want you to think about as well. And then another thing I want you to consider is creating 3D images of your books. I'm talking mostly to authors here. So I want you to think about creating really nice looking images of your books. And that's all in the branding. People get a few seconds to make a decision on what they think about you when they come to your website. And so if you have a real nice looking, colors and the theme and your headshot and your 3D images of your book covers and things like that, that's a great place to start. And I have links and resources of things that I recommend. It's all into this checklist. So just go download this at shellyhits.com/website checklist. The second thing that I want you to think about is your navigation. So we did branding. Now let's do navigation. In marketing, it's a common theme that a confused mind says no. So somebody comes to your website, they get confused, they get lost, they don't know where to go, they don't know where to find your book, they don't know where to find something. They just say no. One thing I'm really working on right now, it's been a year since I launched Author Audience Academy, and I'm getting ready to update my curriculum. One of the things is I want to make it easier for my members to find what they need to find, because this is so true. Whether it's a membership site, whether it's a website, whatever it is, a confused mind says no. So I'm getting feedback from my members. They're giving me great feedback. Thank you guys that have given me feedback in the Facebook group. And I'm going to be kind of redoing some things and updating some things. I want you to think about your website from the view of somebody that doesn't know you. Ask somebody that has never been on your website, say, hey, would you be willing to just come onto my website and let me watch your reactions? I had my husband do this for one of my websites before, and I just watched him. And he was like, now, where do I go for this? And what do I do for this? And it gave me so much insight, because I was like, oh, I just know. I created it. And so it really was able to give me a lot of insight and a lot of help to be able to see how somebody outside me is navigating the website, where they're getting stuck, where they're having trouble. So the two things I want you to think about with navigation are your header and your footer. What do you want to put in the header bar? What do you want to put on the footer bar? this changes. I know, like I said in the beginning, my website is not perfect. I do not have it perfectly down, but I keep kind of massaging it and updating it and trying to figure out what would make the most sense for those coming to my website. Number 3 is your sidebar. So I've noticed some people even not having sidebars. There's people that do all sorts of different things depending on the theme you have, depending on what kind of website you're using, website theme, and if you want the sidebars or not. I like having a sidebar, and these are a few things I recommend that you have in your sidebar. Your email list sign up. I use a lead box from Lead Pages, but you can use so many different things to put your email list sign up in there. I also recommend putting a featured book. We're authors, right? Why not put a featured book in there? I just recently switched out my featured book to one of my newer books, the Sell More Books Challenge Workbook. And so I kind of switch it out depending on what I'm kind of featuring at the time. And I had my graphic designer design something for me. And so have a place on your sidebar for a featured book. And then one of the things I like to do is put links to popular blog posts. So if you have blog posts that have been popular, that have been well received, or you could even put blog posts in there that really convert well for monetization. Maybe it's an affiliate recommendation. Maybe it's one of your, a tutorial in at least one of your books or products. That's something to consider putting there as well. And then there's a really cool thing you can put on there. If you're working on a book, you can put a little progress bar. There's a cool tool, and the link is like really long. So instead of trying to tell you over live broadcast, once you download the checklist, the link will be in the PDF for you. But it's something you can actually embed in your sidebar, how much progress you've made on your current book. Isn't that kind of cool? You can kind of let your followers and people know that, it's coming. First of all, build buzz about your book. It's kind of like marketing it in a way. And then you can update them on how far you've gotten. You know what else is kind of cool? It's motivating to you. So those are some things you can put in your sidebar. So that's number 3. Number 4 is your core pages. So how many of you know that on a WordPress self-hosted website, there's a difference between pages and blog posts? Does everyone pretty much understand that? I mean, that's a basic thing with websites, but you basically can publish a page or you can publish a blog post. And so what I recommend is that you have some basic core pages, not blog posts, but these would be separate like pages that you can have on your website. And I did an entire podcast on it today with the 10 pages I recommend you have on your author website. The link to that is shellyhits.com/podcast34. I go into depth about that, but also all 10 pages are listed in your handout. So just make sure to go ahead and download that at shellyhits.com/website checklist. But the core pages I recommend, I'm just going to kind of go through these 10 pages for you, but you can hear all about it on my most recent podcast, as well as get the list in the handout, is your homepage, your about page. And you guys, your about page is one of your highest trafficked pages. So make sure to make that a good page. A lot of people just do it as an afterthought. Make it good. Your book pages. So many authors I see don't have a separate page for their books where they talk about their books and where you can buy them and all of that. So I highly recommend that you do that. And then your contact page, your email list sign up page, your disclaimer legal page, a resources page. This will also be one of your most popular pages on your website. And so make sure that you have that. You can use affiliate links. I do, and it's a great way to diversify your income, but also add real value to your visitors. Your blog page, if you have a blog, an events page, and a media page. The 5th thing that I want to go through is list building. So when I talk about list building, I'm talking about your email subscriber list. Your email subscriber list is going to be one of your most valuable assets in your business as an author. And it's going to be something that you're going to be able to build over time. I now have thousands of authors on my author email subscriber list. I now have thousands of readers on my Christian reader email list. Now I have thousands of readers on my teen girl email list. So I have different genres that I publish books in, and so I have different separate lists. But you know what? I started with 0. I started at 0, and I had to build my subscriber list one by one by one. So when should you start building your author platform? When should you start building your email subscriber list? Pretty much yesterday, right? Start now. It's going to take time to build that. So don't wait. Start now and make sure that you are starting to build that platform today. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made, was not starting my subscriber email list earlier. I have 10 different ways you can capture subscribers on your email list in your checklist. I'm not going to go through those right now just for time's sake, but you can download this at shellyhitz.com/website checklist. Get that. And almost all of them have like links to them and resources. And so this is something that you can look at later. The sixth thing I want you to think about when you're optimizing your website is your content strategy. So on your website, everyone, I believe, needs to have a static website. Now, not every author needs to be blogging. So what is a content strategy? Well, it's going to be how you interact and communicate with your tribe, with your audience, how you're able to interact with them. And it can be several different things. But what should it include? It should be about your reader and not about you. So it should be more about what you have to offer of value or entertainment for them. If you're a fiction author, it's going to be more about entertainment. If you're a nonfiction author, the problems you're solving add tons of value, and the basics of marketing, including a call to action on every page. Now, that doesn't always mean buy my book. The call to action could be click here to download a free checklist so that I'm building my email list. See what I'm doing with this video? I'm giving you tons of value. I'm teaching you. I'm giving you something that's helped solve a problem for you. Just getting your website optimized. I'm giving you value. I'm giving you a call to action. Say, go to shellyhitz.com/website checklist, download this 5-page checklist. You can have different calls to action on different pages, but some authors will have a content strategy with blogging. Some will have a podcast, and some may use video. So guess what? You don't have to do everything the same. You were each created unique by God with different abilities, with different strengths, and you can do things that are in your strengths. So if your strength is writing and being behind that computer and writing, blogging may be a great content strategy for you. If you're more of a speaker, then podcasting or videos may be a better strategy for you. When I was launching Author Audience, my Author Audience brand at shellyhitz.com, personal brand, but I have the name Author Audience also as my brand, I decided to do my main content strategy through my podcast. So every week on Tuesdays, I have a new podcast that comes out giving you guys content, and then I have it transcribed so that if you enjoy reading it more than listening to it, you can do that as well. But I decided to make my content strategy my podcast. That's my main thing. You know what the biggest key to your content is? Consistency. Having consistency. The biggest mistake I see most online marketers or authors or people who have a website and a blog is that they're not giving consistent content. So that's why I really try to make it a habit of doing my podcast every Tuesday. It's a weekly thing and doing something consistent. The more consistent you are, believe me, the more powerful it's going to be to connect you with your audience. Now, some people are going to go ahead and unsubscribe. It's okay. They weren't part of your tribe to begin with, or maybe they just aren't, it's not the season for this. You know, for me, I am an author coach. I teach authors. So sometimes for people, they get on my list, they're interested in writing, but then they realize this really isn't the season for me to do this right now. So they unsubscribe. That's okay. They know where to find me when they want to write a book, when they want to grow an online platform, when they want to do products and such. They know where to find me if they want to. But find what content strategy works best for you and then be consistent. Now, it doesn't even mean that you have to have content on your blog regularly. You don't even have to have a blog. But I just want to plant this seed that when you choose a strategy, it doesn't have to be the traditional blog. Look what I'm doing with my podcast. Look what others, Jeff Walker, he typically will post a video, a paragraph or two, and that's it. His main content on his blog is video. So think about who you are, what are your strengths, what will connect with your audience, and just be consistent. The last one is monetization. Show me the money, right? Now, I'm not going to promise that you're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars on your blog and your books right away. You know, it takes time. Anything worth having in life, it takes time to cultivate, to grow. And so, however, I see so many authors not optimizing the monetization and their monetization strategy on their websites, on their blogs. They haven't even thought about it really, except for maybe a book or two, you know? And so I want you to think about this. Next week on my podcast, I'm going to have an entire podcast where you can listen in, and it's going to be 7 ways to make money from your website or blog. I also have all 7 ways in the checklist. So you can download that at shellyhitz.com/website checklist. And I'm just going to kind of go through them briefly on this broadcast. You'll have all the information you need in the checklist. And then next week on my podcast, listen in, because I'm going to go in detail through each of these 7 monetization strategies. So you can have affiliate promotions. You can monetize your high traffic pages. Now, a little tip is you can look on Google Analytics and you can be able to see what pages are being visited the most. So you can look and see which pages are people coming to. I have a website, trainingauthors.com, and it was a website that I initially had with Heather Hart, and we blogged on it consistently, and I'm not as consistent on that blog anymore because I've switched over to my personal brand. But there's a couple pages on that website that are visited by hundreds and hundreds of people every month. And one of those is about Google Hangouts. I give a full tutorial. It's like more than what some people even give in paid programs on how to get started on Google Hangouts. Well, it's ranking well in the search engines. And guess what? I have some affiliate recommendations on that page that I believe in. I don't recommend ever recommending anything you don't believe in. You want people to trust you. But I get paid affiliate commission checks every month because of those pages. And so think about what pages are people coming to? And then is there a good fit for either your book, your product, an affiliate recommendation, something that you can monetize on there? Sidebar sales. So this is, again, where you can use your sidebar to have your monetization strategy. And I have a couple ideas for you in the handout. Now, this is something I didn't think about for a while, but when you have a WordPress website, you can actually have a sticky post. So on both of my websites, shellyhitz.com and trainingauthors.com, right now I have a sticky post. On trainingauthors.com, it's my most popular post about how to run a free KDP Select promotion. I give over 76 different places you can submit to. I do have a couple affiliate recommendations on that page, and so it is monetized. And so I pin it, and what happens is if you go to trainingauthors.com, you'll see it. It's the first post that anyone that's new to my site sees. Same thing on shellyhitz.com. Right now, it's about 7 strategies to write more productively. And so it helps people to get on my list and to give them really good content about writing. And it's my pinned post on there. I may change it from time to time, but you can do a sticky post. And so basically you just click the little box that says sticky post on, your back office on WordPress, and then it will be the first one always. No matter when you have new content, you can do that. Another idea is product review posts. I haven't done a ton of this, but you can actually get paid for different products to review them. And you have to, put your disclaimers in there and stuff. But in the handout, I give you 4 different websites that do product reviews. And so if that's a good fit for you or for your niche, go check out those sites and see if that would be a monetization strategy you could use. Something I've done in the past, but I'm not doing currently, is you can sell advertising from your site. And I have this in your handout, but I used the OIO Publisher plugin, and it automates the process. You just go in and you can approve who you're going to allow to be advertising on your site, and you can get paid for advertising. You can put it in your sidebar, you can put it in different places. So if that seems to be a good fit for you right now, if you're getting a lot of traffic, then advertisers are more interested. I used to run a website where I would advertise Christian books for authors. I'm pretty good at marketing, so I was able to get a big list of Christian readers. I was able to get a lot of subscribers to the blog, and then I would advertise and I would accept payment for that advertising from different Christian authors, since they were getting in front of a lot of readers. And so anyways, that may or may not make sense for you. I'm currently not doing that because I really want to drive more people to my products. And then the last one is to sell your own products and services, obviously your books, and then any other products and services that you have. I have 6 other ideas for you in the handout that you can check out as well. I think I'm going to do this maybe like once a month on the main topic. So usually Author Writing's Academy, I have a main topic that I'm teaching on for marketing. That will also be some topics in my podcast. And then I think I'll also do a live broadcast like this once a month to just go deeper with you guys. And I'm already researching, I'm already doing the work, I'm already doing it for Author Writing's Academy. So I also want to offer this value to you guys as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.